Hey everybody, welcome to Glacier Online. My name is Josh. This week we're hopping back into our Armor of God series. We've talked about the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, and the shoes of peace. And this week we are talking about the shield of faith. But before we hop into that, here is a silly video.
I see you. 我出海呀，那意思。
That is a painting. It's growling at a painting of a wolf.
Mama, you like it?
So the game option for today is called the Easter Basket Challenge, and what you're going to need is an Easter basket and leftover Easter egg shells if you have those. If you don't, you can use a plastic bowl and marshmallows or cotton balls. And the way the game works is if you're playing by yourself, you'll put the bowl or Easter basket on your head, and then you will toss your plastic Easter eggs into the air and try to catch them in your bowl. But if you don't have those, then you use the cotton balls and marshmallows to toss into the air and try to catch in the bowl. And you will see how many you can get in 1 minute. If you're playing against somebody else, you will sit facing each other, each with a bowl or Easter basket on your head. And you will toss the eggs or marshmallows or cotton balls at each other to try to land it in the other person's basket. And you will see at the end of a minute who can get more in the other person's basket. So that is the Easter Basket Challenge. I hope you enjoy. So next up is the Bible video, and this week we're talking about the shield of faith. Now if you're like me, you're probably wondering, why would faith be a shield? Well, faith is the thing we trust in most, something that we might not be able to see or hear or touch. And in this case, we are trusting in Jesus. We are putting our faith in Jesus, that He died for us on the cross, that He rose again, that He is leading us in our lives, that He will protect us and provide for us. We are putting our faith in Jesus. Now, the passage that talks about the armor of God says that the shield of faith protects us from the flaming arrows of the enemy. Now, I think it didn't just say regular arrows, it said flaming arrows. So when a flaming arrow would hit the ground, it would probably cause flames to spread, and that would be very distracting. If your goal is to walk straight and then there's all these flames everywhere, it's going to cause you to walk in different directions and you might get scared of the fire. And so it's using this imagery to tell us that sometimes in our lives there's a lot of things that can distract us from Jesus. And when we get distracted by all the other things going on in our lives and stop looking at Jesus, we can get scared and we can start trying to do things on our own without trusting in Jesus. And so this Bible passage is trying to tell us that if we look forward at Jesus and trust in Him, we don't have to worry about any of the other crazy things going on in life. We can just trust in Jesus and walk forward and be at peace because we are walking behind our shield of faith. And so there's a story coming up about one of the disciples named Peter who sees Jesus walking on water and wants to walk on the water with Jesus. But when he starts walking out from the boat on the water, he starts getting really distracted by all the waves and all of the crazy things going on around him, and he stops trusting in Jesus. So we're going to see what happens in this story, and I want you to think about the shield of faith and check out the reflection questions, and then we will see you next week.
Stories of the Bible. Peter walks on water. This is Peter.
Hey-o! Whoop!
Peter was a fisherman who was called by Jesus.
Hey!
Peter saw the many miracles of Jesus.
Whoa!
And he heard all his teachings. Great crowds followed Jesus wherever he went. One day after Jesus had done a great miracle, he sent the disciples in a boat across the lake while he stayed and sent the people home.
See ya.
Hey, Jesus.
After sending them home, Jesus went up into the hills by himself to pray. Meanwhile, the disciples were in trouble far away from land, for a strong wind had risen, and they were fighting heavy waves. About 3 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came toward them, walking on water. When the disciples saw him walking on the water, they were terrified. In their fear, they cried out, "It's a ghost!"
Hold on there.
But Jesus spoke to them at once. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Take courage. I am here." Then Peter called to him, "Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you walking on the water." So Jesus said, "Yes, come." So Peter went over the side of the boat
Whoa, you're awesome.
and walked on the water toward Jesus. But when he saw the strong wind and the waves, he was terrified and began to sink.
Baby, help me.
"Save me, Lord!" he shouted. Jesus immediately reached out and grabbed him. Jesus said, "You have so little faith. Why did you doubt me?" When they climbed back into the boat, the wind stopped. Then the disciples worshipped him and said, "You really are the Son of God."